when you absolutely zap your body. Even eating is a freaking struggle. Good morning, folks, and a happy Monday. Good news. As soon as I woke up, JB was here. So instead of her going directly to sleep, I'm going to force her butt to come upstairs, sit with me, and eat my breakfast until I got to go in like 30 minutes. So, wonders of being with a nursing student. You never get to see each other. But let's go grub down and then head out the door to go get better today than we were freaking yesterday. We are finally headed out the door after all our yapping, headed to go get better today than we were yesterday. I had to dip set on out of there after JB goes, "Hey, do you hear the organ? Do you hear that music?" And I'm like, "Yeah, you've got to stop working nights. Like, genuinely got to stop. I think it's doing something to her brain. I don't know." But I had to get out of there. I wasn't about to start hearing the organ too. Sheesh. I don't know how she does it. I did it one time, and then I started seeing stuff on the way home, and then decided I probably should not go back. And then I went back, and I continued to see stuff on the side of the road. I was up for like, I don't know, I was running off like 2 hours of sleep for like months. Was not very good. Wasn't very good. I don't know how she's doing it. She's a G. Tougher than me. Let's stop yapping. Let's go get to practice. You know, on the way to the gym, I've realized I've had a strange push and pull recently. Like, a strange. JB's home during the day now, instead of at night. So, during the day, I want to stay home. And at night, I want to get out. It's like, it's like a real, like, fight to see how bad you really want it. Do you want it bad enough to where you're gonna get up out of bed when your girlfriend, your best friend, the love of your life gets home and she's in her nice, warm, comfortable bed? Or are you going to stay in that nice, warm, comfortable bed, you know? How bad do you want it? And that's been a real struggle of mine throughout this. And you know, well, every day we've gotten up and gotten better today than we were yesterday. But I will say that has been a real hard, it's probably been the hardest fight of them all. Not even the training sessions, nothing else is hard except for when she is home, I can't be home. And when she's not home, well, I'm also traditionally not home either because I'm never really home. But, you know, for that 8 hours, 9 hours I am home, she is not. So it makes me, like, want to just stay up and do dumb shit. Like, fiddle my thumbs. You know what I mean? Not just go to sleep. So, very strange, very strange. But we are getting through it. How bad do we want it? We want it real bad. Real bad. So we're going to continue pushing through, persevering. Getting through this obstacle, because it's quite an obstacle, folks, and I didn't think it would be, but it is more of one than I thought it would be, much more. Alrighty, folks, we just made it to the running destination, which is the gym. So let's go knock out our run, and then go get better today than we were freaking yesterday. Run complete, feeling in better shape today than we were yesterday. And like I said, folks, it's not always just about the physical. Sometimes it's just about the mental side of things. You're bummed out because, well, you and your girlfriend got different schedules now, and there's a whole lot of change in your life. You know what you do? You go on a run, and then you'll feel better. I promise you. But let's stretch it out, get all nice and loose. We got some good road work and then some good sprints afterwards. So I'm a bit tight. So we need to definitely get some yogi in before we run inside and get better today than we were freaking yesterday, folks. Better today than we were yesterday. And we got to talking about it at practice. You know, everyone at the highest level is a tough guy. So if you are not trying to use the highest success rate technique and with the lowest energy that needs to be expended, you're probably not going to make it to like the pinnacle of the pinnacle when it comes down to fighting. It's just not going to happen. Not in any combat sport, honestly. I mean, yes, being tough does get you pretty far, but without like sound technique and sound pathways in which you want to deliver the technique, the toughness doesn't really matter. I used to not be a believer of that, but recently I'm starting to believe it, you know? Because you'll always, if you're a tough guy, you're always going to be a tough guy. If you have good cardio, unless you just stop doing stuff, you're going to have good cardio. But technique, though, now that's something that really solidifies and wins you fights. I mean, if you know, if I get to this position, the fight is over, then how could you lose? In all honesty, in all reality, how could you? So, just a little something to get your brains juggling if y'all are in the combat sports realm. If you aren't more focused on the little details, at some point, those little details are going to catch up with you. But I'm pretty hungry, folks, so let's grub down on our Sammys and get our asses home. Alrighty, folks, we just made it home. Let's get inside and get us a little napski and hope like hell we do not wake JB up. Or at least try our best not to. We're probably going to, but let's try our best not to. Well, folks, on our way home, I re-listened to that video that we made yesterday and the one we haven't posted, and I am quite annoyed with myself. I'm quite annoyed. I sounded like brain dead during it. Straight brain dead. Like, I would rather be anywhere other than filming that video. And that is not the case. So I think that we need to better time out when we do our videos so that we will be as alert as we possibly can be. But I think we're still going to send it because, well, I think there's good information in there. And, well, we put time and effort into it, so I'm not going to just let that time and effort go to waste. That would be dumb. But I do think we need to find a better timing to do the videos, because that just straight up annoys me. It annoys me. Why was I so freaking brain dead? Why? I don't know. But we need to stop judging ourselves for being tired and go get back in bed so that we are not still fatigued at practice today, you know what I mean? So that we're nice, refreshed, and rejuvenated for practice. Because at the end of the day, being tired during the video is the least of our worries. Even if it means we didn't get any of our point across. I think we got our point across. Go do freaking strength training. Go strength train, folks. But let's stop yapping and go get our butts in bed. Well, folks, nap time was great. Great. And I did not wake up JB. She was already awake. But now we've got to go get better today again than we were yesterday. So let's go ahead and boogie across the state and make this trek again. It's an obsession, folks. It's a freaking obsession. Getting better today than we were yesterday. Every freaking day. In any way that we possibly can. It's just the obsession that we became obsessed with. But let's get out the door. Let's go battle this freaking Atlanta traffic. Well, shit, folks, we finally made it. If I would not have been on the phone with JB on the way here, I would have videoed that traffic. It was like brake lights for miles. Like, kind of intimidating. It was like 5 lanes of freaking brake lights getting onto the freaking interstate, folks. It was just terrible. Let's just put it that way. But let's get in here and get better today than we were freaking yesterday. Striking is going great, but we've got to head next door and get some bad positions and with the grappling experts, because I just feel like it'd be goofy to ask a TIE fighter to get on my back. Might as well ask the ones who perfect it on a daily basis to get on my freaking back. So let's go over here and get in some bad positions, whatever bad positions coach says, and then head back over here to finish up striking. Finish getting better today than we were yesterday. I just love it when during lives you're able to put into play things that you worked on earlier that day or earlier that week, or some new technique in which you have been trying to drill, and you get to put it in effect. That is like one of the most satisfying. It's one of the best feelings. It's just a good feeling, folks. But let's run back next door, finish up with a little bit of sparring, and then hit the road. Hit the flipping road. Look at all these beauties doing their freaking pad work. We made it back over after bad positions and perfect timing to hop in for some Thai sparring. They're going to finish up their pad work. The same drill that, we left here while they were doing. We had already done it. So we boogied on next door and did our bad positions. Now we're back over here. We're going to knock out a little bit of sparring and then head back over there and see if anyone else is still rolling. Sparring complete, and we definitely got better today than we were yesterday. We got hit once or twice, but we were also slipping the 16-ounce clubs that our friends were throwing at our face. So let's roll over here and run over here and see if we can roll a bit. If you know what I mean. Go get better today than we were yesterday. Again and again and again and again. It's like a constant grind, folks. Oh, I sure hope our jiu-jitsu people are still over here. I was yapping too long, folks. I was yapping. Goodness gracious. I'm always yapping. Always yapping. But let's run over here, get some jits in, clean up, and get on the road. 10 o'clock, folks, and we are finally clocking out. Let's get our butts in the car and get our asses home as quickly as we can. Something that I have always struggled with is thinking that I can do things on my own. Whether that's this fighting game, whether that's the spiritual world, whether that's this life in general, whatever it may be. I always seem to think I can do it alone. And the sad truth to it is, you can't. I always grind. Oh, I don't need your help. I got it. Grind. And the truth to the matter of it is you really can't do it alone. I mean, I'm reminded this all of the time. Multiple times in my life, I've been reminded this the hard ways. And I think it's just being re-brought to light is you can't do it on your own. You need a good group of spiritual people around you to continue, being spiritual, continue doing the things that you need to do that are not worldly. You need a good companion to make it through this life. You need a good team around you to make it in the fight world, you know what I mean? So this is something that I've always struggled with, though, is accepting that I just can't do it alone. You can't. You really can't. And, recently, training here, I've had some like-minded people in our faith in Christ around us. Like, so much so that this guy, one of these people, he carries a cross with him everywhere he goes. He believes you should pick up your cross and carry it physically, like literally physically. And I guess every time I see him, it's like I just have a strange, profound need to want to talk to him about Christ. And of course he always does, because that's just the man he is. He'll sit there and talk to you for hours about Christ. And it's something that we were talking about today. I was like, I guess this whole spiritual journey thing, we can't do it on our own, bro. He's like, no, I don't think we can either. He's like, I think that where there's two or more, speaking of Christ, it is church, and you kind of need a bunch of different little churches all around you. It doesn't matter, and that's metaphorically speaking churches. That's just a good group of people in every aspect, and you need to have just good support groups around you and good people where you can lean on when times are hard. And it doesn't mean that, like, oh, they're going to save you. Like, no one's going to freaking save you. No one at all is going to save you. But it does make this whole learning and journeying thing a whole lot easier. At the end of the day, everything has to be done internally with you. But when you find those like-minded people with the same goals, the same morals, and the same values, it definitely makes living life a whole lot easier. Definitely makes getting to your goals a whole lot easier. So, with that being said, folks, stop thinking you can do it on your own. If I can't, you can't. I'm pretty tough. I don't know about you, but I would assume you are also tough. And us tough guys, tough gals, we still can't get it done on our own. We still need a good foundation around us. But let's stop yapping and go battle this Atlanta freaking traffic, folks. And we made it, folks. The late night grind never freaking ends. It never ends. The grind never ends. I can't lie, folks. I'm pretty freaking zapped. I don't even want to eat tonight, but I know that is not the best idea. So we're going to go inside and we're going to heat up our burritos or buffalo chicken burritos, and then we're going to call it a night. Like I said, folks, the grind never ends. Like I also said, I would much rather just go to bed and not grub down. But how are we supposed to recover if we don't get any recovery foods in? If you know what I mean. Like, you can't recover. Your body literally cannot rebuild and build its muscles without protein. You need water, you need protein, and you need a stimulus. So we're gonna sit down here and we're gonna eat our protein ranch with our high protein buffalo burritos. And then we're gonna call it a freaking night, folks. Then we're gonna call it a night after we get this done, that is. But even eating becomes a grind when the grind is a hard grind. If you get what I'm trying to lay down, folks. When you absolutely zap your body, even eating is a freaking struggle. But let's stop yapping and let's finish grubbing down on our buffalo chicken burritos. Well, folks, we just got done eating, and I cannot lie to you, that shit freaking slapped. I'm really glad that I decided not to just crawl our asses in bed and neglect eating tonight. That would have been a mistake. But like I tell you all the time, if you just freaking push your body to exertion, full exertion, fatigue, I mean, you don't have to be like training 8 hours a day like I do, but some cardio will do the same thing to you. It'll make you go, I'm not so hungry no more. But now that we have grinded through dinner and, well, fueled our bodies for recovery tonight, I guess we're going to round off the night, call it a night, get our chores knocked out, get our reading knocked out for the night, and just call it a freaking night. But before I call it a night, folks, remember, you cannot do it on your own. You can't. But also, no one is going to save you. Like, at all. I think a lot of people think that someone's going to come out there and, like, save them, give them all the answers, blah, 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 this and that. But it's not true. But you also can't do it on your own. Like, I get very egotistical, very prideful, very just kind of full of myself sometimes. Like, I'm tough. I don't need any help. Well, I'm not. People aren't saying you're not tough, buddy. But they are saying that, like, hey, we're here to give you a hand. If you need anyone, if you need some love, if you need a friend. And it's like, no, I can do it on my own. But you really can't. And I think I've come to find that out over and over and over again. I mean, we're finding that out with our old JB doing night shifts, if you know what I mean. Like, that is making me want to pull my hair out, not being able to lay down beside my boo thing. But again, those are the goals that we set forth. That's the sacrifice you have to make. You grind in your early 20s so that your 30s and your 40s look pretty great. You know what I mean? They can be the relaxed part, so that you're not grinding until you're 70 years old and not being able to retire at some point. But folks, don't become prideful and egotistical like me. Accept help from people. Get a good group of people around you. Friends, family, teammates, companions, whatever it may be. I don't know what y'all's lives hold for you. But I know with my life, I needed good teammates. I needed good spiritual friends. I needed a companion who I could love and know that I'm going to battle through life with. I need family. I mean, the list goes on. Of course, don't believe that any of them are just going to save you from whatever you're going through at the moment. But they can help you. They can be there as a person to lean on when you need someone. They can give you good advice. But they're not going to save you. No one's going to save you. The only person who's going to save you is you. And Jesus Christ. He saves people too. But, folks, I'm freaking exhausted. So, I'm going to open my old scripture, get my reading done, finish off my chores, and call it a freaking night, folks. Till tomorrow. Good night, folks. BillyGoat freaking loves you.